unless you've been in Bitcoin, unless you've been in some meme coins, you haven't really experienced much of any bullishness, okay? Your portfolio probably doesn't reflect any sort of gains whatsoever. And a more inexperienced Dean would have tried to chase pumps, okay? Would have looked and seen, okay, who's buying what and what's trending, what's popping, and oh, that's up how X percentage, and that's a way to do it, but it's very risky. It's very risky. So you would look and find the latest meme coin that is moving, and take your hard-earned money and make investments into that. That is very dangerous. What you want to do is find assets that you've committed to, that you believe in fundamentally, that you think are sound, and wait for them to go, because everything that is fundamentally sound will eventually have their turn. And most assets, most altcoins have yet to move. And you can see that through this graph. Hello everyone, my name's Dean, Let's Talk Crypto. This is where you subscribe for almost daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is April 3rd, 2024. And this is why I believe the next move in crypto is going to shock many, if not most, market participants and observers. So the TLDR of my analysis is crypto, Bitcoin, and most altcoins right now are sleepy but bullish, okay? And I'm going to show you why that is. If that sounds interesting, then watch until the very end. Let's get started from the jump with Bitcoin, okay? I'm on the 4-hourly time frame, and you can see that we've been in a holding pattern of some, up and down price action for about 30 days. So I've measured the time of this pattern right here. As you can see, it's been about 29 days, and it resembles an ABCDE triangle to me, okay? And that is really, really, really bullish, because the context of this ABCDE triangle, or even if it's not an ABCDE triangle, even if it does come down a little bit more, right? And it happens to be one of these, right? A flat correction that like this, it doesn't change that much. Essentially, you're consolidating right under all-time high, right? If you can say all-time high is here or there, it doesn't matter. You're essentially under all-time high right before a halving, right? That happens, ever so often, right? Once every 4 years, give or take. And you're consolidating right below it. And you have people who have big accounts, big followings, who are going to tell you to sell here, who are going to tell you, be bearish here. That is absolutely ridiculous, right? And this is why you want to do your own analysis, you want to do your own research. Look at this pattern. If this pattern holds, this is extremely bullish. This is essentially a massive bull flag, okay? This is the pennant, obviously, and this is the flagpole. But you can see, even if it, again, doesn't end up being an ABCDE triangle, and this E wave comes down to here, you're once more consolidating under resistance, which is really bullish for continuation, because you pumped into this move, okay? And it's during these times, these periods of consolidation, of accumulation, or you would call this reaccumulation, that inexperienced, impatient traders and investors and speculators get shaken out, and they're like, oh, nothing's happening, I guess it's not happening, because what are their expectations? That it just moves in a straight line. And also remember, most of us, especially this day and age, are in we have certain temporal expectations of results happening quickly. But markets don't work on our temporal expectations. Most of our temporal expectations are really short, right? We want, okay, that's enough consolidation, let's go. And we get it, right? Especially for those of us in some altcoins, which I'll talk about in a second. Understand that, the market moves on its own time. And one of the reasons we do chart analysis is to see if it makes sense in context of, what came before. So if you look at this once again on the 4-hourly time frame, it looks really bullish, despite taking 30 days to consolidate in this pattern or in whatever pattern this ends up being. What you essentially did was make a move to the upside, consolidate, and you're likely to make a move up and out of this consolidation, continuing up. So again, I do believe with a high degree of probability that this is an ABCDE triangle or a bull flag that's about to break out, because why? We are on support, okay? And these ABCDE triangles have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs, and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs, right? And remember, in these ABCDE triangles, Ralph Nelson Elliott says that each of these are 3 waves, right? So you get 3 waves here, 3 waves here, 3 waves here, 3 waves here, 3 waves here. That's exactly what I see. So my next move after this consolidation is finished is a move up and out, retest, and then continuation. So I would be very, very careful. Not only I would be careful shorting this, okay? That's absolutely insane. People trying to short these moves in a perceived bull market, right? Where you've made consistently higher highs and higher lows, especially in Bitcoin. And I would be very careful expecting to buy lower, especially looking at Bitcoin, especially understanding the macro, understanding that we are in at a pre-halving, right? We're right before halving. And remember, historically, yes, we dip below, we fall into the halving, right? But you can consider this falling into the halving. And I don't love the analysis saying every time Bitcoin halves, it does this, because we only have, a handful, less than a handful, like 3 halvings, right? Something like that. It's not statistically significant enough to make a strong and hard sort of conclusion as to what happens, other than, of course, mathematically, you're cutting the supply by 50%. So it's expected to create a price shock to the upside. Other than that, I wouldn't say that, Bitcoin has to look a certain way technically on the charts right before the halving. And I know I've said that before, but I wouldn't say that necessarily, just given what I just said about, the end value of, all the data we have at our disposal to say, okay, every time Bitcoin halves, it looks like this on the charts, and then like that. So that's Bitcoin. I would be very careful. I do think that ABCDE pattern is at play, and that bull flag, like I said before, my next target, and I'm actually going to pull up my other Bitcoin chart for this. My next likely target is all the way up here at this major resistance, okay? And I know people are calling for crazy targets, but you have to respect resistances that are right in front of you. It would be insane not to, right? Right now, looking at Bitcoin, you are at a previous all-time high, right? This was the previous all-time high set in January of 2021, and once again in October of 2021. That's where we're at right now. We're pretty much just consolidating right underneath there. Once we break out, we have to contend with this very important 2,261 day, or 2,000 plus day resistance, right? That I've shown on this chart, right? And that is more or less at around 150, 155K. So that's where I would take profit. People have asked, hey, Dean, do you think I should take profit at this point? Like, I mean, you could do whatever you want, but it's silly considering that the main resistance for Bitcoin is all the way up here, okay? And that's when I think you put in a major retracement, probably down here, retesting this very important multi-year resistance that you're just about to break, retesting that as support before continuing on to higher levels. That's just, you know, Bitcoin in a nutshell. So I would be bullish until around 150K. I've sort of mentioned that before to members, you know, people who support me on Buy Me a Coffee. And, you know, I've done that in public sort of analyses as well. Okay, that's Bitcoin. Now, let's look at some indicators. Guys, and if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. Consider buying me a coffee. So the US dollar currency index is what moves Bitcoin. It's what moves the market. It's what moves, you know, speculative markets. It's what moves, you know, assets, right? The dollar, the underlying assets, moves these assets. And, you know, some people have said, hey, you know, why don't you do more frequent analyses? Well, nothing's really changed since my last analysis. This is a substantive change that I see coming. And one of the things that you can see on this chart with the US dollar currency index, which again is the market mover for not only Bitcoin, but the Dow, the, you know, the S&P, you know, all of these stock markets, is that we're at significant resistance here, okay? And this resistance has been in place since January of 2023, as you can see. If you look at this chart, you come down, you start consolidating, you pop up, but you essentially can't break this level right here, okay, on this US dollar currency index. And you're struggling at this level, and right here, okay, you've made a double top. So you're putting in a double top at this level. And if you take your Fibonacci retracement tool from the top of this right here, let's see if I can catch it. Okay, got it. To the bottom, this is right here. This is a 0.618 resistance level, okay? So you put in a move down, impulse down, you came up at 0.618, rejected, tried again, there's your double top, you're coming down. Look at your momentum indicator. Remember, if the US dollar currency index goes down, Bitcoin, commodities, you know, sort of all markets that have the dollar as the underlying asset, things that the dollar uses, we use the dollar to buy into, those go up, right? There's an inverse correlation between both, you know, Bitcoin and the US dollar currency index, S&P and the US dollar currency index, the Dow and the US dollar currency index. And I put this in a long time ago, but the high time frame analysis is you're looking at a 1, 2, 3 zigzag right here, where you put in 5 waves to the downside, right? That was a bull market in 2022, right? A mini bull market. You come up with a 3-wave move, and now you're coming down all the way to this major support, and you're putting in this move, losing all of this, which you can consider as a head and shoulders, a bearish reversal pattern, right? And that breaking down would be the height superimposed from the side of breakout, yielding this target. So everything from this, I would say, most important indicator when you're looking at all markets, especially Bitcoin, right, You want to see weakness in the US dollar currency index before being bullish in Bitcoin on a high time frame, and that's what we're seeing, okay? And the last thing I want to talk about in this analysis is the altcoin space, okay? And I noticed, or I've mentioned this quite a bit, unless you've been in Bitcoin, unless you've been in some meme coins, you haven't really experienced much of any bullishness, okay? Your portfolio probably doesn't reflect any sort of gains whatsoever. And a more inexperienced Dean would have tried to chase pumps, okay? Would have looked and seen, okay, who's buying what and what's trending, what's popping, and oh, that's up how X percentage, and that's a way to do it, but it's very risky. It's very risky. So you would look and find the latest meme coin that is moving, and take your hard-earned money and make investments into that. That is very dangerous. What you want to do is find assets that you've committed to, that you believe in fundamentally, that you think are sound, and wait for them to go, because everything that is fundamentally sound will eventually have their turn. And most assets, most altcoins have yet to move. And you can see that through this graph. That is very clear on this chart. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart, basically showing how Bitcoin has pretty much ruled the show, and ever since August of 2022, and has yet to break down and concede any market dominance to altcoins, in general, right? This has to break down, and this has been flirting on resistance for quite some time. Some analysts out there actually think this is bullish and this is going to break out, okay? But I mean, to each his own. I believe with a high degree of probability that this is breaking down. It has taken its time, right? Admittedly, but there's nothing bullish about this right here. And what you want to look for are signs of weakness, and we see tons of them over here, right? We have these doji candles. We have all kinds of, every time we hit this resistance, we break, we come back down below it, and now we're above it, but we're showing signs of weakness. And then on this daily time frame, we're about to print a confirmed bearish divergence right here, okay? So this is what's telling me most assets have yet to go. And so if you're in those assets, you don't want to panic. You don't want to sell out. You don't want to try to chase the latest meme coin. Let meme coins run. Meme coins, high risk, high reward. They'll probably run first, but a good trader, good investor, good speculator invests in something that doesn't necessarily have to be fundamentally weak, fundamentally shaky, and yet can enjoy the volatility and the outsized returns characteristic in most cryptocurrency assets. And that's when this actually breaks down, when this finally breaks down, that's when we all enjoy those gains, okay? And like I said, you can see here a double top put in, and then a bunch of consolidation made at the 0.618 of this double top. If you take your Fibonacci retracement tool, you can see that, right? You can even use this as the orthodox low, whatever. You can see it's in the golden pocket. You're basically seeing a bunch of doji candles, a bunch of selling pressure right at that 0.618, right coincident with this multi-year resistance. So this is the move you're looking for. That's the move that your momentum indicator is showing you on the daily time frame. that will eventually break down. And this is why, you know, people are going to be shocked, because it's not just going to be Bitcoin this next move up. It's going to be altcoins, and it's going to be altcoins outperforming Bitcoin, okay? And really, to drive that point home, what I want to do is just go through a few examples that I have in my watch list. So let's just quickly go through that. Let's look here. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so let's go on the 4-hourly time frame and look at this. So the idea of trading 101, you know, buy low, sell high. You want to buy on support, sell at resistance. What do you see here? Cardano. Right now, you're at a 48-day support level, okay? You went up 5 waves, you came down A, B, C with a 3-wave move, and you respected the 0.618 of this 5-wave move, and you're pretty much consolidating there at this 48-day support. That's where you want to buy. This is why you should be bullish, not just in Cardano, but in, you know, not just in, you know, Bitcoin, but also in assets like Cardano. You're at a support level, and it's a month plus long support level, okay? Not financial advice, but, you know, it's not a good idea to get bearish on support. But most amateur, inexperienced traders, speculators are bearish at support, and that's actually a good sign for those of us who are more experienced, right? It's typically when your average trader, average analyst, average speculator is bearish, when you know, oh, okay, that, you know, feed and greer has ticked back a bit, and most people are selling out, you know, have given up. That's when the market's most likely to move, you know, historically, right? Again, you can see a move in Blur. You went up, you came down in 3 waves, and you're pretty much holding this golden pocket 0.5 to 618 region as your support level, okay? This is a great place to buy as you are on mathematical support, okay? And you're at a high time frame support level, okay? You can see the price came down once, came down twice, came down 3 times, and essentially held this level, okay? I'm just giving examples of some, you know, assets. Again, you can see very nice triangle formation with Bitcoin. Very nice bull flag forming, okay? Dogecoin, you can see 5 waves up, 3 waves down, and you're consolidating close to the golden pocket, if not on the golden pocket. Another example, Polkadot, you went up bullishly, you came down 1, 2, 3, and you're at a high time frame support. Okay, you want to be bullish. You want to buy at high time frame supports. Look at DYDX, ETH DYDX, same thing. You tested this support level once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. You're on high time frame support. This is why you want to be bullish now. And, you know, last but not least, the king altcoin, Ethereum. You go up, you come down with an initial break of structure, you round it out with what I believe is an ABC flat correction, right? ABC. And this is a subsequent consolidation on that same support level, okay? Of around 31, 32K. And you've been on that support level, and you've shown strong support at that level for a little more than 30 days, right? 35 to 40 days. This is why you shouldn't be surprised if we get a strong move up and out of this level in crypto, not only in Bitcoin, but especially in altcoins, right? For everything that we're seeing. That was my long analysis, but it's been a while. Hope that was helpful. Hope that was useful. Like, share, and subscribe if you got value. Consider buying me a coffee. And guys, I will see you whenever I see you. Take care. Bye.